Hey, it's Hunter, your craft doctor, and in this video I'll be sharing my Inktober experience. So I set out to do Inktober and to get more familiar with this Micron brush pen. So I bought this and I haven't really used it all that much, and I wanted to be able to use it more was my goal. So I decided that that I wanted the majority of my drawings to be done of Inktober with this pen. So I started using it and I immediately realized that I didn't really like it. And I was like, well, maybe it's just because I don't have any practice with it. So I continued to do my drawings, but the more I used it, the better I got familiar with it. And the same thing applied. I just still didn't have an affinity for it. So I used this primarily for the drawings that I did in Inktober, but I also used an assortment of Copic fine liners. These are just a few examples. And also my Micron 0.8 fine liner, which I love very much. And my other favorite fine liner, which is my Copic 0.5 multi-liner. And then also my Uniball Sino white gel pen. So these are primarily the inks that I used in terms of black and white, and a lot of mine, even though Inktober is like a black and white thing is what people take it, I really enjoy doing color with Copics because they are also ink and I love them, so that's what I did for Inktober. So these and my Copic markers. So now I'll just go into the pictures that I've drawn for Inktober, and I'll talk about a few of them, and then I had a lot of hard time with video for Inktober. A lot of my videos cut out or my camera died, and I caught it too late, so some of the drawings you're going to see, you're going to get clips, but I did make sure that the last second to last drawing that I did was a full video, so you will get a full video, and then clips of the process of drawing some of the other ones. So let's get into it. So here is my first drawing. I was thinking in the car while we were driving a place, and I just could not figure out what I wanted to do for my first Inktober drawing. So somewhere along the line, I decided that I want to draw a deer, but then I was like, well, how can you make that spooky? So what I did is the antlers on the deer are wands, and when a witch or warlock or whatever wants or needs their wand, the deer will grant them the wand that was made for them. So it was a really fun just drawing all these different wands. This wand is actually a reference from another drawing in my sketchbook that I'll have to show in another video. But I just did some wands on there, and when it's ready, he will just bow his head, and the wizard or warlock or witch can just break it off. And so there he is. And that is the first Inktober drawing of mine. So moving right along. So the next page, of course, I am a student, and so a lot of them can't be this full page, nice drawing. So I just did like a day-by-day thing. So let's turn the page. We'll go to the second Inktober drawing, but I wanted to do something that I still felt like I was doing stuff with my pen. And a lot of these, you gotta remember, were exercises with this Micron brush pen. So if the lines are shaky or whatnot, it's because I was getting used to the pen. So this is the second one. I started doing these little ghost things, and then I really hated how they turned out. And then I got this idea of a ghost who wanted pumpkin pie, and then so he's just licking the pumpkin. And of course the pumpkin has no idea what's going on, and it's tickling him, while this ghost is thinking about pumpkin pie. So I just thought it was a really cute idea, and I really liked how they turned out. And I just got these orange markers, so since I did have a lot of new Copics, I was excited to use them, and I tried to use a lot of Copics that I don't normally use in my Inktober, just because I wanted this to be an exercise and me getting more familiar with the inks that I have. So then the third drawing is a galaxy spider. A spider came to my head this third day, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted, and of course, like I said, I didn't want to do like black and white stuff. So here he is. His legs do shine. I put gold gel pen on him, but that is the galaxy spider for the third day. Then moving right along for the fourth day. So this guy is actually one of my favorite Inktober drawings. So I wanted to do just a regular witch, and so of course this was a smaller drawing. So using the brush pen, I messed up on the jawline here, and then the face, and right here below where the neck is, I was like, that actually looks like an alien. And I was like, you know what, we're going to roll with this. We're going to do an alien witch. And so then I drew him and got him all drawn, and I actually really loved the idea of an alien witch, and I just thought he turned out so cool. And as you can see, he's just got little sparks on his, that's his magic, and he's just picking up these bottles. So that is the drawing for the fourth day. Moving right along to the fifth day. So then, once this page had a lot of color on it, I was like, I need to go and do something a little less colorful. So I went and I was like, I could do a moon drawing. And then I remembered that my friend wanted me to draw a wolf. So I drew this little bitty wolf. He's really cartoony, really kind of abstract wolf kind of thing. And I really enjoyed doing the moon and then doing the grass in a really dark grass color to give the effect that it is at night. And it was really fun to do. And that's number 5. Going to the 6th day. Here's just a bunch of candy that I drew. It really made the page a lot brighter in its entirety, and I really liked doing this. And then last, the 7th day, this is one I'm probably most ashamed of, because I did this in 5 minutes, and I looked back at it and just seen all the mistakes and how horrible it looked. And I tried to make it look a little more fancy by writing meow, but I messed up on the words as well. So we're not going to spend a lot of time looking at that, and we're going to go on. So this was the deer and this first week of Inktober, right here. So we're going to go on, and this is my favorite. So I'm going to cut to a clip of me drawing this before I talk about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that clip of this. This is actually, I think, what I'm most proud of about Inktober. I got away from using my Micron brush pen because I really wasn't having as much fun with it as I thought I would. And so I seen this, it was inspired from me looking around on Pinterest, and I just really, really, really was pleased with the way this turned out. And so this is from Aladdin. I hope you all gathered that. If you haven't seen Aladdin, it's a Disney movie. Please watch it. It's amazing. So anyway, so here's the lamp. I was so tickled with the shading and stuff, how the Copics did on this. And I was surprised with the ones that I had and how well they performed mixing each other. So I did learn a lot about metal with my Copics through this. And then the Agrabah silhouette kind of mist thing, I wanted it to look like watercolor. And I was going to use watercolor, but then I was like, no, this is Inktober. I really need to do ink. But then again, I was like, I really don't want to mess this up because the lamp just turned out just the way I wanted. And so I really didn't want to mess it up. But I was like, no, this is Inktober. You're going to do it in Copic. So I went ahead and went for it. I spent a lot of time on this, and it just turned out so cool. I hope the camera's doing it justice and picking up all the splash effects and like mixing in kind of watery looking stuff that I did everywhere and all the different colors that I blended in. And it's just, it was so much fun just drawing this little smoke Agrabah silhouette. And I think this is still my favorite drawing that I did from Inktober. And so there it is in its entirety. And I just loved this picture so much. And so much I might even take it out of my scrapbook and frame it. Not scrapbook, sketchbook and frame it, even though I don't really do that with my art. But I just love how it turned out. So that is day 8. So now we're going to flip. Turn 2. 9 and 10. So this was also inspired from Pinterest, a picture that I seen. I kind of went off of it, so credit to whoever originally did this. And so it's just little light bulbs. And once again, I learned a few things about gold from my lamp. And so it's just an underwater light bulb and then like a boat in the galaxy night sky kind of thing. And I really, really liked how this turned out as well. It's just so fun. And just, I got to learn with some different colors that I wasn't really used to using on this one. And then once again here, I used some different blues that I normally don't use from Galaxy. And so that is day 9. And then along this time, I started getting some greens in from either Hobby Lobby or from the internet. And so I just wanted to do this cauldron, I think is what it's called, picture with just green, like ghosts or plasma or something just coming out of it. And so originally I was doing ghosts. That's what these little like spews were. And if you look really close enough, of course, it'd be easier to see. In real life, you can see some like silhouettes of like little figures in there and stuff. But then I was going to just draw them in with ink. But then I would just really like the blending that I did in here, so I just left it. So that is day 10 of Inktober. So next page. This guy was absolutely another one of my favorite things that I had done. So this is him after I traced him on a light box. I will cut to a video of me drawing and coloring him before I reveal what's under this piece of cardstock. So here it goes. Okay, so we're back, and so this is him, and now that you've seen me trace him on the actual sketchbook right here, we're going to move away the cardstock lightbox cutout. And so my camera did cut out, sadly, on coloring him, but you didn't miss too much, and this is the final result, and I freaking loved the way this turned out. I was really impressed. I did a different colors for hair than I normally don't do. And I really liked the result of it. And then I played around with coloring fire, and I really appreciated how it turned out. And then doing a different body kind of style that I'm not really used to. And it was really good, and I really liked the way it turned out, his whole body. And the shading with Copics that I got, and a lot of the Copics I used were newer to me. So once again, I was learning with them. And so I really, really like the way he turned out. And this guy, I was going to do like a city as the background for him and him standing on the ledge of a building. That's why one foot's kind of like over the ledge. But I didn't really get to that. I didn't really want to mess with him too much. I really just liked the way it turned out like this. Did mess up on the wing over here because I got confused with the spiral, but it's fine. I still like it. So the story behind him is he is kind of like a Halloween, like, I don't want to say superhero because I don't imagine him being like a superhero or a villain, just more of a person who just fights crime, maybe? I don't know, does what he wants, honestly. And more of like a vigilante, I would say. And so his shirt is burned. I tried to do an effect with that with the Copics, a burning effect, as you can see, so it looks singed. And then, of course, like I took my gel pen and put it over Copic so it would you could see just a faint shadow of like blood from when he got scratched. And then, of course, the sleeves are burned as well, and his shirt burned to a point. And then he's got his hand that he inflames pumpkins with, and you can see his little, like, extra pumpkin here. And then he has bat wings that he, of course, flies with from, like, building to building and stuff. And so he is more of just a, like, Halloween vigilante, or my Inktober vigilante, and I just really, really like the way that this turned out, and the skinned color and tones in the new markers that I got to do skin tones with. I just really enjoyed it. And so that is day, I put 11 through 12 because I inked it one day and then I colored it with Copic the next day. And of course I added stuff, so I'm going to count it. And it's Inktober, it was my Inktober, so that's the way I wanted to do it. So that is also another one of my favorites. And so then moving right along to another week page. We're going to start up here. I wanted to get back with my brush pen and try to do more exercises with it. So I just did a squid from Splatoon. And just using the brush pen to do a few things. And that is the 13th day. And then moving along to the 14th day, I just did a simple wave kind of thing using some different blues and combining blues that I don't normally use together right here for the 14th day. And then the 15th day, I just did a really cute little bat, playing off the bat wings that I did on my Inktober Vigilante. And then for the 16th day, I did this little arrow, kind of like symbol, not really symbol. I just originally drew these 3 arrows, and then I didn't like that that was just alone, so I drew a little triangle in the back. And I really like the way that the symbol kind of thing worked out, and I want to like refine it and not, and like make an actual painting of this to like hang up in my room, because I really like just the arrows and then the triangle in the back. And then for 17, I drew this like milk jug or whatever in this like cube of, I don't know, I just imagine it being like a sugar or candy or something like that. And just another exercise for me to do with the brush pen. And then once again, using colors that I don't normally use, these 3 pink blending trios. I'll have a video on this blending trio coming out soon. And so then once I had these things, I didn't like how bland the page looked and how not lack of color or non-colorful it was kind of thing. I didn't want to just leave this page with all this extra room. So for the 18th day, I drew this like grass thing and then these like rainbow like loopy things coming out because I wanted to add a splash of color or just do something in black and white. So I decided, since these 2 were the main pieces of the page and they were black, I want to do something colorful. So I went ahead and drew these little rainbow things. So that is another week of Inktober right there. And moving along to another week. So we're going to start with this barrel. So I was talking to my aunt and she mentioned something about a barrel, and I was sitting here trying to think of an idea, and I was like, you know what, I need to work with my wood colors, and so I did a barrel for the 19th day. And then this little guy was actually something that I was just really happy with for the 20th day. It was just a little paint brush, and these are some of my favorite colors actually to use. These are the blues that I have and the blue greens. And so I just did a little paintbrush painting this little thing, and then I really like the effect that the brush pen gave for it on the outline. And that is the 20th day right there. And then going to a 21 was this little fire. I wanted to do more fire because I really enjoyed the fire from my Inktober Vigilante. And so I did it here, and then I put it in a diamond gradient of black and white for the 21st. And then this next one, I'm not really that like happy with. I guess I like it. I want to do a lightning cloud to add more like black and white kind of thing. And so I did it. And the cloud turned out fine. It's just I didn't like the way that the Stardust gel pen did. If you think it's glittering, it's because it actually is. It is a Stardust gel pen from Jelly Roll. And then I was like, you know, this looks weird. And I was like, I'll add a background, like a square background. And honestly, I think that did a little better. And then I was like, I'll leave it streaky. I won't blend it with the back. And you can see some white gel pen that I add some more lightning bolts with. And so anyway, it's not one of my favorites, to be honest. But that is the 22nd. And then for the 23rd, I wanted to do this. There's this little part left under the page, and I didn't want to just leave it these 4 things. So I decided that I was going to do these like bubbles or orbs, and going along with the this color pattern from the paintbrush to kind of tie this page together. And this was actually really fun to do, these little bubbles, and I just did them really quick just to give them more of an organic feel for the 23rd day. And I just really liked the way that they looked, just as a simple drawing. So another week. The first thing I did for the 24th was a lightning bolt and just doing some yellow gradient. And then for the 25th, I decided that I was tired of doing gradients that I knew and I wanted to find something different. So I poured all my Copics out on the floor and I picked out four Copics at random. And so I got this yellow and blue, and then this is it blended for these seashells. I already drew the seashells and couldn't decide what to color them. And then I think this was pistachio, and I can't remember that color. And that's them like blended also. And this was actually really fun just to switch it up a little bit and just do something different for the 25th day. And going to the 26th, I wanted to do just a regular witch hat, but I wanted to color it in colors I'm not used to using. So I used a bunch of blues that I'm not used to using, and it actually turned out different and nicer than I thought it would. So then moving on to the 27th day, I wanted to do just a regular headstone because of Halloween. And I wanted a little ghost coming out, and I got these Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens on sale from Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to use those color. So I wanted to use the Faber-Castell pins, and then I wanted to use my warm grays from my Copics because I don't really use those as much as I should because I really like the color, but I just somehow I always forget about them. So I used them in the like little ghost kind of guy, and he's coming from the gravestone for the 27th day. And then this page was also lacking color, so I wanted to do something colorful, and the first thing that was scary kind of thing popped in my mind was a clown. So I haven't drawn a clown before, and so I did for the 28th day, and it was actually really fun to draw with all the colors and bright colors and just looking at some of the Copics that I don't normally use, and just drawing him and doing a really just a white skin tone for him. And I actually liked him, and he doesn't actually scare me, like clowns don't really normally scare me, so he just is really fun to me, and I enjoy drawing him for the 28th day. And then the 29th day, I was really busy that day, so I came home and I was like, I need to do a really quick exercise with the brush pen because I don't want to fall behind. And so what I did is the first thing that came to my mind was a little boxing glove. So I drew it, colored it in with my Copics, and I went immediately to bed. So it was a good exercise for me still for the 29th day. So the next picture, or the next page that I'm going to show you, we are closing in on the end of Inktober now. I have this is the video of the full coloring, sketching, and inking process. So we're going to cut to that now. So now that you've seen what it looks like, we're going to go and you're going to see all the finishing touches that I've made to it. That might not have been in the video because like hours after I had finished it, I just added a few more things that I forgot and put it all together. And honestly, I was just really happy with doing this. And I haven't filled a full page like this up to my knowledge in this sketchbook the way that I filled this page up. So all I did was just add a few words and highlights to certain places. And the story behind this little place is it is like a hotel owned by like an older couple. It is kind of run down, kind of not. Of course, the windows are busted out from hoodlums. So you can see the caution tape, and you can see this guy over here, TPing. The potion shop, which is more of like a bar kind of thing, where you can get like potions, but it's actually like alcohol, because this is where around Halloween people are like witches and like mummies and vampires and all those kinds of Halloweeny people come to stay and like party and have a good time and stuff. And you can see that these guys, instead of having like a campfire, I thought it'd be cool to have like a cauldron, and then this vampire and wizard are just hanging out around it. I didn't want to do like full on people for this, so I just stuck with the simple stick figure kind of look. And so then here is the actual hotel room side of the windows and stuff, and some are like broken and got tape. I wanted to keep it more simple, so I didn't write caution on these because I wanted it to give that kind of effect. And you can see that these rooms are taken, and the ones that are gray are either not taken or not available. And then the curtains are pulled closed here and pulled half open on these rooms. And then you can see the neon sign that says vacancy, because there is a few rooms that are available still. And then I also wanted this like pumpkin to be like a living place for the couple that lives here and owns it. So here is their like window, and it's just a huge window that shows their dining room. And this was really fun to like think of, this whole house kind of deal. And so here's the man and the woman who live here. Here's their like table, and then their chandelier. That was really fun to draw, and it's got just a purple spider on it to kind of tie in the purple. And so like I figured that this kind of part of the pumpkin could be their house kind of thing, while this other section was the hotel. And so then here is their balcony right here that I really enjoyed drawing. And then, of course, just two little torches that kind of like light up the night. And then once again, the potion shop, the guy TPing down there. And then up here on the top of the stem, we have a little lantern hanging from the stem that was really fun to draw, and it's really cute. Then we have two little bats just sleeping. These are like vampires in bat form, and they're just sleeping. Of course, I don't know if they paid to sleep there or not. And then once again, over here, we have a little witch in the sky. It was dark up there, so I had to do that witch in white gel pen to make her be seen. And then you have a little white cat that I had to do over there. So I was really lax when drawing this. You can see some places aren't blended fully. Some places I ran in. But I just really had a lot of fun with this, and just coloring a whole page was just so fun. And I thought I would be really nervous about doing it because I didn't want to waste ink or whatnot. But when I got my Copics, I decided that I wanted to use them and not like try to savor them. I wanted to use them as much as I desired without worry. So this is the result finally, and I just really, really liked it actually, and I like the little story behind it. And so that is the 30th day of Inktober, and that kind of wraps it up, because the next day I just did a really basic drawing to kind of end Inktober, and it's an ink bottle that says Inktober 2017. And that is the last thing that I drew for Inktober, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this sketchbook, or the rest of this page now, but I'll figure something out. And as you can see, all on this other side of the page, all the ink that I put on it. But that is the end of my Inktober journey. I really, really enjoyed doing it with all these guys, and of course my Copics. And just, I had a whole lot of fun drawing. I did learn about the brush pen, that I actually like it more for an accent kind of thing, like I did in this picture. I like it for those accents. So once again, I set out to use the Micron brush pen. But honestly, I just had a lot of fun learning some new techniques and stuff with Inktober. Just messing around with some inks that I don't normally use, and it was just super fun. I do have to say that I think my favorite drawings would have to be my little deer here, my little alien witch, definitely this, and then this was also really cute that I really enjoyed, and this guy, especially my Inktober Vigilante, really like him, really enjoy him as one of my new original characters, and this page is just really fun, and I really enjoyed these little colors in my little fireplace, or little fire wood, and then definitely just filling up a whole page. That was really fun. And so that is my Inktober journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and also the like button. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if this video was just a little bit longer than it normally is, but I wanted to show you my whole journey and explain how Inktober affected me. So thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.